Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're going to take a deep dive look here into Twyla. Let's see what she's all about. Alright, so I guess this is technically more of a first look style, first impressions, except without the collab like I did before. I really need to start doing those again though. Just been so busy, and with the baby, it's really hard to plan regular collabs, unfortunately, but I will try. I know people really liked those. I still have to look at some other heroes that are coming out soon, so we'll see. I might also just wait until they pop to the calendar like this one did. And here we have her, Twyla, the Red Smile. So she's obviously our very Harley Quinn inspired Joker, female Joker, Hex's girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. She's definitely interesting. I like her style. It's clever. It's fun. I think they did a really good job with this interpretation of it. Unlike the really terrible Hex skin that I'm probably gonna buy anyway, but I'm debating not even buying, honestly. I don't know. Alright, but she has a video, so I'm gonna play the video first, because we have to talk about visuals and how amazing she looks first. Which, look at her weapon. That saw is very morbid. I like it. It's amazing. The shoes are cool. The totally different shoes that don't even match. Actually, I don't know how I feel about that. Then again, her thigh highs don't match either. She's just interesting. I guess that's part of her deal. But for this video, I'm not going to play the sound, guys. I'm sorry. It is in the game, though, so you can watch it later. But every time I play a new character's sound or the music from a pretty preview video event, whatever, they always get to where you cannot monetize this video and you get like that warning. I have to remove the sound anyway, so let's not make it awkward. Let's just start with it with no sound. Leave it awkward from the start instead of making it awkward later. This is beautiful instantly. Wow. Why was she just walking in a desert? Though. I mean, this cool cathedral with Halloween obviously fits her because she's a Halloween theme, but why is Harley Quinn, I mean, Twyla, in this outfit, walking around a damn desert? Am I missing something? Hi. Maybe it's in the audio that I'm not listening to because it's muted. I don't know. Really cool weapon, though. I do love it. But I don't know. Okay, so let's read about her. And you guys can let me know what you think. I have heard very good things about her in just the quick jibber jabber or highlights that I have seen around the webs. So she is Nightmare. So wielding her deranged blade, Twyla orchestrates a symphony of carnage. Her chosen victims, marked for demise, are drained to the last drop as her chilling laughter echoes through the night. Okay, that was really well written. Sometimes the lore is cheesy or whatever, but that was good. That was good. Alright, multi-strike attack, burst damage, damage escalating. Let's first look at her details and her stats before we go into everything else. So, HP 28,000, attack 63. Okay. Okay. 2,000 defense, cost 17, a block of 2. Attack interval 2.6 seconds, 100 attack speed, and then rage regen auto 13. Okay, that's solid. 6,300 attack. Fighter with only 1 range, though. That's kind of a bummer. Does her ultimate extend? No. Okay, maybe she has an extension with her awakenings. I guess we'll see. But she does have very high attack. So, like, let's take a look at our other, I guess, comparison. Oh my god, go away. But the problem is the other comparison is AoE and, like, higher range. So let me just go back here. It's popping all weird. So, fighter. So, Ardea here is our high one to compare it to, right? 7,900, almost 8,000 attack. So maybe some other single target fighters that are very good. We could look at Salazar, 6,500. Okay, that's on par. Really great. Trying to think the best comparisons because there's so many quirky ones, but they're mostly AoE. Some of the best ones are AoE. We have Valeria, maybe. That might be similar. 6,100. So better than Valeria and Salazar base attack-wise. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, let's go back to her, though. So she is here. You can take a deeper look. So talent. Each basic attack launched has a 25% chance to trigger Deranged Blade. The trigger chance of Deranged Blade is increased by 5% each time the ultimate cast, up to 15%. Up to 40%? 40% chance to trigger this, which is deals 20% damage 12 times consecutively and inflicts bleed for 5 seconds. Holy moly. Okay. There's definitely some content where, like, a Immortal Codex where we want a crap ton of attacks. We definitely have also had event bosses that had those same kind of mechanics where you have to attack them a ton of times to get some counter down and some shield or something, right? That's gonna be amazing there. Holy moly. Inflicting bleed. So there's a damage over time as well, and also an Immortal Codex thing. Damage over time, very strong for that. So she's definitely going to have a place. Basic attack is just a simple 100%, you know, damage to one enemy, blah, 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 as the base. And then her ultimate, that looks pretty cool the way that swings for sure. Gross ass chainsaw, just, I don't know, it's like a wheel. It is a chainsaw. Yeah, it's a saw. It's creepy. When activated, increases damage by 30% and reduces attack interval by 20%. Granting Deranged Blade an extra 6 instances of damage, lasting for 15 seconds. Deals 200% damage to, or 2 times, to one enemy immediately. And that duration goes up 5 seconds, and up, and the damage increase 40 or 20 more percent. Oh, so when activated, increases damage. Okay, so she's gonna be an Infernal Roar, at least for those sets. I'm not even gonna talk about the fancy other sets. I don't even remember them all yet. There's too many. But when it comes to those standard sets that we're a little more familiar with still, Infernal Roar, for sure. Definitely sounds solid for her. Passive Symphony of Ruin. After not dealing damage for 2 seconds, increases Rage Regen auto by 10. This effect is removed upon dealing damage. Oh, that's really cool. So as she's sitting there waiting for some enemies to come toward her, like if you are waiting, like she's in the lane and the enemies are just approaching slowly, she's building up her rage in the meantime. Another passive. Each time the ultimate is triggered, gains an extra 6% defense penetration during the next ultimate, stacking up to 80% defense penetration. And at 84%, so 84% ultimate penetration. That's crazy. Okay. She's gonna smack, guys. She's gonna smack. And here's the fun part, right? Obtain Hex to unlock the following bonus. Reduces Twyla's first deployment cost by 6. Ooh, that's really handy. Each time Hex draws a card, Twyla permanently increases crit damage by 5%, up to 60% crit damage. Oh my goodness. So she only costs 11 to place the first time if you have Hex in general. On your not even in your team, just if you just have him, if you've summoned him. I love that the bond skills don't require you to have them in your team. Okay, that's really cool. So after we're done taking a look at her awakenings, we're gonna go, no, actually no, let's just go look now at Hex. What does his bond skill, like how does he benefit from it, I should say. Obtain Twyla. 4. When the fate of the Hermit is triggered, Hex gains an additional shield equal to 40% of attack for 10 seconds. If Twyla is on the field, reduces Hex's cost by 4. If she's on the field, so have to be in the same team this time. Oh my gosh. Gains a shield. Weird though. I feel like, doesn't Twyla need the shield? She's the one who's a fighter who's going to be taking more damage. Okay, that's quirky. And yeah, for her cost reduction, it does not require Hex to be on the field. So that's interesting too. All right, she sounds like a beast though. Awaken 1. All right, let me get myself out of the way, I guess. Actually, that I'm just in the way when I click it. It doesn't matter. Okay. After triggering the ultimate 4 times, increases every single instance of deranged blades damage to 30%. Okay, because that starts as 20% base damage. Very nice. Long battles. After triggering the ultimate 4 times, so like our guild boss type battles, our Drake's Chasm, our Titanic Ruins, our... I mean, even the later stages of the Immortal Codex stuff she'll be great for. Awaken 2, plus 300 attack. Awaken 3, ultimate duration, plus 5 seconds. Awaken 4, penetration plus 8%. And Awaken 5, upon taking fatal damage for the first time, becomes immune to death for 6 seconds and increases damage by 100%. Okay, that's where the arena comes in. That's where the PvP comes in. Even guild versus guild, right? Guild war? Even guild war, right? I can definitely see that. Although she's only got the 1 tile range, that's really rough. So it'd have to be one of those boards where you can put like a fighter to the side. Because you don't want them to be the tank, that's for sure. But there's like one like that, right? I'm trying to picture it. There's definitely at least one where you can put a fighter to the side as the other people are at the top, facing downward. So, interesting potential for sure. She seems like an absolute beast. You don't even have to, yeah. I don't think she needs testing to say she's gonna be great. But I think I've seen a couple people post videos with her testing already. So stay tuned. I'm sure a lot more will. I will definitely try to work her into something soon. I have a lot of content that I need to complete. And maybe before the next event for Artifact Material Raid, I could try to get her into there. That could be fun. Although she's not going to have exactly a high block or anything, but... Ugh, why doesn't she have a better range? Maybe not. Maybe not AMR. Maybe not AMR. But she can survive that first hit. Which might be a difference of swapping her in and out with someone because she's going to have really low cost. Maybe AMR. Maybe AMR, actually. That's going to be what I have to try. All right, let me know in the comments below, guys. What areas of the game do you see yourself using Twyla in the most? Where are you excited to play her? And I'm going to go on to the lore. Twisted Hearts. Insane? No, she's perfect. Hex. Dear audience, gather around and let me regale you with a tale of love, madness, and unbridled chaos. A tale of Hex, the mad diviner, and his equally deranged consort, Twyla, the Red Smile. Twyla, poor soul, began her journey in the dark corners of misery. Her father, a cruel and merciless man, beat her black and blue, starved her for mere scraps, eventually thrusting her into the cold, unforgiving arms of a convent. The nuns, those pious saints, were anything but. They took to beating Twyla mercilessly, trying to purge the so-called sin from her bones. But she was not broken, dear audience, not by any means. You see, Twyla bent and snapped, painting the walls of the nunnery red before roaming Taya, lost and aimless until fate, that silly old friend, brought her to a most fortuitous crossroads. It was a bright night when Twyla first met Hex. Bright, because the town she spotted him in was uproar, flames licking the sky as anarchy reigned. He was in the midst of it all, laughing maniacally as he orchestrated the bedlam like a conductor. Arrows flying, tarot cards scattered like fallen leaves. Twyla, drawn to the pandemonium, caught his eye. Amidst the smoke and screams, their gazes locked, a connection instant and electric. Hex saw the spark of madness within her, the same unquenchable fire that burned within him. He fanned the embers into a roaring blaze until they became consorts in chaos, a tempestuous duo bound by love and lunacy. Their shared affection for performance only added fuel to their fiery bond. They took to the stage to entertain the desire for adulation and to fund their chaotic adventures. Their pièce de résistance, a spectacle that left audiences gasping. The Great Divide. Picture this. A grand circular saw gleaming under the stage lights. Hex, with a flourish as deft as a magician's wand, would seemingly cleave Twyla in twain. Gasps would ripple out through the crowd, only to be drowned out by Twyla's manic laughter as she emerged unscathed. One fateful night, as the curtains parted and the lights bathed the stage, Twyla spotted in the audience a face that froze her blood. Her father, the very man who had destroyed her youth. Her lover, sensing her inner turmoil, saw an opportunity for the ultimate performance. "Ladies and gentlemen," he announced with a wicked grin, "tonight we have a special guest." Her father, just as dumbstruck as she, was coaxed onto the stage, the crowd cheering, ignorant of the grim reality that was about to unfold. Twyla, eyes aglow with sorrow which transcended into beautiful madness, prepared the saw. This time, it was no illusion. As the blade descended, her father's screams mingled with the gasps of the audience. Twyla, with hysterical glee, watched as the saw cut through flesh and bone. The crowd realized in horror that the act was no hoax. Their shock mirrored in her father's dying eyes as he recognized his daughter in his final moments, and Twyla's laughter echoed on. And that is the story of the Red Smile as it stands, my dearest audience. Who am I, you ask? Just one who would watch the world burn alongside his greatest love.